Game 2 here at JSBL 2025 Summer. The 8:30 game. Stearns trailer versus Ortho-NJ.
And it's going to be a good one. You know, you see from Stearns, you see from Ortho, they're perennially at the top of the league.
Stearns, obviously, two-back champions in this league, so looking to defend their title once again.
It's going to be interesting, though, because Stearns lost so much from what they had last year. But one thing you see back from Stearns that was so electric in their first championship was Jakari Spence. Jakari Spence is such a dominant point guard, and it's going to be exciting to see what he does today.
As Ortho brings the ball down the court. Rasheem Merlin with the board. Foul call.
Early foul there, but you see him moving quickly with the pace of play.
Looks like on Denzel
Mensa.
Mensa. Shooting two at the line for Stern.
Yeah, you're right. Dortch been really good.
Misses both at the line.
Of course, the announcer strikes me again, Vin.
Aaron Goldstein carries the ball up the court. Swings it. Another board.
That's Dortch, and here's Spence. And Spence is missing the shot, but he's been such a key piece. Was the main reason, in my opinion, Stearns won that game against Ortho a couple of years ago, where he had that key block on his former teammate George Pappas.
And Jesse Steele, bang! Way to start the year for Ortho.
Yeah, good shot from Steele. He doesn't look the part of someone that can be a huge shooter, but he can put the ball up and he can put the ball in a hurry.
He could really shoot the ball. Give him some time to get hot.
There's another guy right here, Mensa. Huge piece on why Ortho, in my opinion,
Jesse
was
Steele
better.
again. Bang! Jesse Steele. Putting Ortho out to an early lead.
Yeah, Jesse Steele, can't ask for much more in the first 2 minutes of this game.
That's going to go Stern's way. Ball off the foot of an Ortho.
Ortho can get off to fast starts because they can shoot the ball so well. The one thing I think Ortho is, you mentioned how, as we saw how good Cardesi was, but Ortho in terms of shooting is the best three-point shooting team in this league. There's a nice layup for Parker Dortch.
Parker Dortch is another guy that I really see having a breakout year for this Stearns team. Could really help them maybe four-peat. You never know. So,
I mean, you have to be the favorite until you get knocked off.
Exactly.
Amon wanted to take that three. And you see Mensa there on that two. He's so good at getting inside, a lot like Madison Durr from Monmouth, who played there last year. Mensa's a power guard, as Spence misses. He can really get that ball downhill.
Jesse Steele drive, pull up, misses.
He's feeling it there.
He really is feeling a shot. I'm telling you, let this kid get hot.
It's a great defensive play. Here's Mensa.
Mensa with the ball, driving in, kicks, corner.
It's good defense. That's a great closeout there from Stearns as Mateo misses.
Mateo's another guy I'm really thinking of having a great year this year. As Rasheem Merlin, put back layup.
Nice putback there from Merlin.
This Ortho team plays at a really fast pace. I really like what they could build off this. Jesse Steele thought about it, kicks out.
And you see Eamon missing there. He's not known for his three-point shooting, but if you leave him open, he likes to take that dare three.
Which there's nothing wrong with the dare three now.
No.
Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
But if you he can knock down an open three, and it makes it so tough because he's kind of a stretch five with the best rebounding in the entire league as Conniff is in now.
Jesse Steele with the ball, passing to Mensah. Inside.
And that's the other problem right there.
To Tommy Conniff.
Being able to have Conniff and Eamon on the same team and being on the floor at the same time can pose such a problem for really every team except for Seaview Jeep when they have both their bigs.
Conniff, the tallest guy on the court, so really going to want to work him into the rotation, standing at 6'11".
Yeah, he is a big kid.
Mensah, shot. Just offline.
Mensah, another guy that'll play for Ortho that doesn't really, not known for his three-point shooting, but another guy that can knock down a three need be. He might actually benefit from the three-point lines being deeper because he would take the deep threes. So where he just took that last three is about where where he would be taking threes throughout the year last year.
Jesse Steele,
Larry's
court driving. Nice lay, Jesse Steele.
Steele's got 8 right now, and
Catching.
he just beat maybe the best defensive player in this conference in Larry Smith.
And
Who you're going to see right away. You see how he's on Jesse Steele right there?
oh, Jakari Spence.
That's the other problem.
Ooh.
When Stearns has these two playing at the same time, they're just so tough.
Another guy you just cannot let heat up.
There's a foul. So there's a foul. Dortch gets that one.
Mensah at the line for 2.
You mentioned Mensah, such a good player. He played at Penn State Wilkes-Barre, and he was on Larson Ford a couple years ago, and the fit wasn't there because you're playing with Nate Pierre-Louis, you're not going to touch the ball much.
As he misses the first.
He, such a good fit on this Ortho team, was on their team a couple years ago, ended up coming back and last year, and here on this Ortho team again is we talk kindly about him, and he misses both free throws.
Spence swings out to the corner. Conniff, man, such a big guy, just really hard to maneuver around him. Gotta tell you that. Looks like a timeout for Ortho. We'll take a timeout, 12-10, and we'll be back shortly. Jesse Steele carrying up the ball. Can he keep this Ortho squad hot? Mike.
That right there is the Mike Eamon specialty. Sorry to cut you off. Just driving down.
Totally fine. Larry Smith misses the lay. But who's gonna grab a board over a Conniff tonight? I mean, is there anybody on the? Oh, what a throw! Bang!
Nice shot there. The only one that might be able to grab a rebound over Tommy Conniff is the guy that's standing next to him on the court right now in big number 34, Mike Eamon.
Mike Eamon. I mean, that's a dangerous duo down for Ortho. Could really do some damage.
Maybe Frank, who's about to check in.
Larry wanted the ball, decided not. Wow. What a move from Derek Woods. Derek Woods, what a lay.
That's a tough layup there. Spinning inside. You have to go in on Conniff. You have to go in on Amon, and he made it look easy.
Foul on Stern. It'll stay Ortho's way.
It's going to go on Woods.
Derek Woods commits a foul. I believe that's his first.
This is an interesting matchup here. Frank
Mike
and
wants
Amon.
it. Oh, Mike.
They got lucky there.
And I got to tell you this Colin Byrne kid's quick.
Well, they got lucky as here comes Spence.
Corey Spence.
But
wow.
That you don't want. I mean, I think Amon is capable of hitting that shot, but a double contested fadeaway is probably not the shot you want him taking, but there's a shot you want to take right there.
Colin Byrne again. Firing, I believe that is 7 for him now, just in the first half.
Jakari,
Oh, Jesse Steele. Standing at 5'8", jumping. That's hustle right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Spence playing well again tonight, and I mean, what a career Jakari Spence had at Monmouth, and then that year at Jacksonville. He had some incredible moments, and no one's going to forget that buzzer beater shot.
You know what I love about Jakari Spence? Kid has fun out there. He's always smiling, and that's honestly what basketball comes down to.
You have never seen, like, he is all business and all party at the exact same time.
At the exact same time, exactly.
It's a rare combination.
He's the definition of business in the front, party in the back for sure. As Conniff backs down and misses the lay.
It's great defense down there by Fink. Frank not letting him go. There's even better defense by Jesse Steele.
Jesse Steele pull up. Just slightly off Conniff and Jakari Spence down there. Lob. Oh. Just out of bounds, going Ortho's way.
You've kind of seen it a little bit in the first 2 nights where Goldstein's going to check back in, but you've seen it where both of these teams a little bit of jitters. It's the first night. Some passes that these guys still getting used to playing with each other. There's so much turnover on these rosters. So you're seeing some misconnections that I think you'll see as the season goes on get better.
And look at Mike working down there, hustling. Oh, as the foul is called on Frank.
I mean, for a guy, Amon, and there's been knee trouble for Mike, and he's so big and so strong. He really is conditioned well.
Guy gets up and down the court with ease.
And for a guy that's as strong as Amon is and can back you down the way he can,
he knocks down the first.
There are other parts to Mike Amon's game that are impressive. He went to Wagner. It's a long time ago. He's one of the older players in this league, but still, getting it done consistently night in and night out is just such an impressive part.
And Mike Amon knocks down both.
Of big Mike Amon's game.
Frank trying to back down Mike Amon, and there's that presence really just backing off immediately.
Tell you what, Jesse Steele's been great on all sides of the court.
All sides. As Kevin Mateo. Alonzo Frank.
It's a dare shot, and people don't realize in this league that there are multiple guys that can knock down dare shots, and Frank is one of them.
Mike Amon. Just backing down, doing business. Oh, as he rims out, as we were talking about in the first game, as my co-host was talking about here. These rims are a little shaky right now, and Alonzo Frank just knocking down threes right now. Wow.
Mike Amon looks exhausted out there. But the other thing, Alonzo Frank, a couple of dare shots and a couple of makes.
Nice shot there from Ronnie Berwin. My bad, Aaron Goldstein.
Oh, nice swing. I tell you what, Ortho-NJ's getting contributions out of some of their guys that probably aren't going to be as big of a part when the big guns are here. Is another three for Byrne.
Colin Byrne up to 10 in the corner.
Feel the burn.
Feel the burn. And Stern definitely is right now. Down 28-21 with about 20 seconds left. Byrne down.
Dortch just little boyed him there.
Exactly. 15 seconds left in the first quarter here. Game 2 of our opening night here at the JSBL. I believe the 57th season.
57th, you're right.
All right, 5 on the clock. Goldstein working, swings, Conniff, Mike Amon. Oh, just short.
It's a good first quarter for both teams.
At the end of the first quarter, Stern leads 28-23. But, you know, Ortho's really hanging in this, and Jesse Steele's going to play such an important part. We're going to take a break. See you back in the second quarter. Vincenzo Leggio here sitting next to my color man, Dan Yastursky. Stern down 28-23 to Ortho. Ortho really trying to keep the momentum here, led by Colin Byrne.
Yeah, Byrne is someone that I don't think a lot of people expected to make the impact that he's made.
Mensa, beautiful layup.
That's nice layup by Mensa there, but Byrne, 4 of 4 in that first quarter, didn't miss a shot, made some nice plays on the defensive end and had some rebounds as well.
And there's that Conniff size. I mean, just reaches over and just dominates.
And that's where having Conniff on your roster is so important.
As Larry Smith hits the floor very hard. Seems like an offensive foul.
It is an offensive foul, but you mentioned what Conniff is. You saw at the end of that first quarter, Mike Amon was gassed. He was struggling to really get up and down the court. He's one of the older bigs in the league, but to have Conniff, another guy that is as tall and could be as dominant as he showed in the first quarter, it's a huge win for Ortho.
And Goldstein takes off. Will he attack Larry Smith? Yes, he will. Tries to lay it off for Colin Byrne, but it goes just out of bounds, and it'll stay with Ortho.
There's been a trend of just sloppy play tonight, and I think so. When you're playing with new guys, so many guys are trying to make a good impression on your teammates, so you're trying to make that extra pass, trying to set up your teammate to make one last play, and it's honestly hurting both of these teams right now, where they're making turnovers off of that extra pass.
You want to be selfless in the game of basketball, and we're not seeing that right now. As Goldstein's trying to make a move. What a beautiful spin move from, and as he cannot finish the lay, but what a move. Larry Smith bring the ball up. Fun fact, Larry Smith used to rough my basketball games back in the day as he drills a 3.
He is one of the most electric players in this game. You mentioned Dan Singleton, who we were talking about earlier in the first game, how electric Dan Singleton is. Larry Smith fits that role and makes it. Larry Smith is that same electricity on every play.
Goldstein to the rack.
So there's a nice layup by Goldstein.
As Ortho extends its lead to 6.
Larry Smith is just straight energy all the time off the bench.
Definitely a guy that you definitely want on your team. I mean, as Spence and a jam by Rasheem Merlin.
It's a haymaker right
Bring
there from
the
Merlin.
Hammer. Feed the hot hand. Colin Byrne with the ball. Conniff into Mensa, out to Byrne. As he misses, but still a great first half for the kid.
And you can't leave him that wide open.
No, not at all. Mensa backing down and putting the layup.
That's exactly what Mensa's supposed to do for this team.
Spence to the rack.
Nice layup for Spence. They're going fast, but Mensa is so good because he sets the opposite of guys like Pappas, Polari, and Mike Dunn when they're here, because they're all such great three-point shooters. And Mensa can help Ortho play small because of his ability to get to the rim.
As Mike Doom misses the shot. But I'm going to tell you right now, this Larry Smith and Jakari Spence duo, speedy backcourt. This is going to be Larry Smith and one. Get up there, Larry.
He just doesn't take any play off.
He doesn't take no as an answer.
Does not quit. And you could see that's the motor of a guy that has helped Stearns to 3 straight championships.
A guy you just want on your team. He's going to fight every play and just play with his heart.
Larry Smith's one of those guys that could play 80 minutes and he still wouldn't look tired. He's just got such great energy. He went to Brookdale, but I think that Stearns doesn't win any of their 3 championships without having Larry Smith on their roster.
I completely agree.
And he continues to make impact night in, night out.
He drills at the line.
He does.
You'll love to see it. As Stern cuts the lead to just 1. So very great game right now between Ortho and Stern. Our second game of the first night of the 57th season of the JSBL.
Look at the fighting between Mensa and
Mike
Spence.
Gaiman from 3. A little bit off. Mensa fighting, but it goes Stern's way.
And they were fighting before before Eamon had even taken that shot. He has been Jakari Spence is a welcome addition back to the JSBL because he is, like Larry Smith, such a great competitor.
You see it as he just claps. Just when his team gets the ball, he just wants his team to win. Oh, what a move by Kevin Mateo.
And here's the guy that they picked up last year in Mateo that has been a big scoring help off the bench as we have a timeout by Ortho-NJ. As Stearns takes their first lead of the night, and you take a look at Mateo's ability is he can do everything that Spence and Smith do, and he could do it off the bench.
And just like that, Stern up 35-34 at our second time out of the game. Ortho to Goldstein as Ortho tries to regain the lead here in the second. Maybe just have to get Jesse Steele and Colin Byrne the ball more as Goldstein fires a 3 and bang!
It's a nice shot right there.
Wow, Aaron Goldstein making an impact in the first game of the year. But there's Jakari Spence kicking and firing in. Just off. Hits the top of the backboard and out of bounds.
And, you know, even though that shot doesn't go down.
It's a great pass by Jakari Spence. Just to readjust your body mid-air as Mensa carries up the ball, but just another one of those skill sets that Jakari Spence brings to the team.
Exactly, and you'll take that shot from Jalen Gaffney any day of the week.
Absolutely. And
wide open, corner
Jesse
3.
Steele fading and drills it.
He's on his game in this first half.
Absolutely, as Ortho extends our lead to 4.
And great job calling the timeout there by John Kaminsky.
And that is what Jesse Steele does. He completely interrupted and messed up Jakari Spence's game there as Mensa drives and one.
That's a great move by Mensa. And
wow.
And you can see Mensa the entire first half has been taking the court up very deliberately. Right there, he goes at a burst of speed. Stearns trailer not ready for it, and that's where you could see the moment that Mensa has positioning, he's got that basket, and unfortunately for Stearns, they commit the foul.
Absolutely, and Mensa goes to the line, and I would say a great first half for him in the season debut. So a lot of great basketball being played tonight as we just watched RKE take down WCF Warriors. WCT.
But no, you're right, and I think the thing with Mensa is he's their one regular right now that is usually going to be in their starting lineup that's playing for them. You're down Banks, you're down Eddard, you're down Pappas, and you're down Polari. Those are 4 of your best players. I mean, we don't know what Banks or Eddard will be yet, but we're assuming that they'll be great considering what they did in college.
And their chemistry, I mean, obviously this team's working well, but it's our first game. They haven't played a game together, so.
Exactly, as there's a nice shot there from Gaffney.
Jalen Gaffney, I'm really looking to have a great year for him as well. You know, be that underrated guy on the Stern team, and
yeah, he's another guy that's played well for Stearns, was a big piece on that championship, has experience.
Amon drives, spins, and lay.
Nice move.
Mike Amon. What a beautiful lay from Mike Amon.
He's known for his rebounding, but he can put up points
and
on the board,
there
too.
it is, Larry Smith coming out of absolutely nowhere and laying it in.
So point to Amon's so good at being a double-double machine because of his ability to score.
I don't know what that was, but we'll not think that. Larry Smith drives in, floater.
Oh, what a putback by Dorsch. Going up there.
Dorsch.
Dorsch goes up there right there with the one hand, and he just kind of catches it OBJ style, and in the same motion puts it back into the rim. That was an impressive putback by Parker Dorsch.
As Stern is just trying to fight back and start the season 1-0, Jesse Steele off the mark.
Again, another shot you can live with because Steele able to create the separation.
Kari Spence, Euro, and lay.
And he was
look at that, he is hyped up. He thinks there's contact.
He did, and I agree with him.
I think there was some contact there, but he finishes with it. So, Goldstein, Mensah. Give it to Mike. There it is. Put in the work, Mike. Oh, they don't want that spin move. Oh.
The Amon spin move is as classic as any move in this league. Smith wants it.
Larry Lay. And one! Larry Smith, count the basket. Just got to be hyped for a guy like Larry Smith. Puts in work, and it all pays off on the court at the end of the day. As seems to be Ortho calls timeout, if I'm not wrong. And we'll go to timeout as well. Stern leads and Larry Smith's trying to add to that as it's 45-44. Great game here. Got some great talent on the floor. You saw an early jump from Colin Byrne and Jesse Steele, and obviously Conniff. And then on the other side, it's really been Jakari Spence and Larry Smith. So just looking for a spark here as they take a 2-point lead.
Yeah, Larry Smith has been a huge piece, and it feels like this game totally changed where kind of felt like Ortho might have had the ability to run away with this one, and Larry Smith entered, and Stearns' defense has completely ratcheted up a notch, and they're playing a lot better here in the second quarter.
Aaron Goldstein trying to go downhill, lays it up and misses.
That's a tough shot. A lot of time when you're trying to put a Euro over someone that's taller than you is look at this extra pass.
What ball movement to get the ball to Jakari Spence, and he misses the lay. As he thinks that there's contact
I think
again,
there was,
and
too.
I agree with him. Charge! Wow. What a charge there by Parker Dortch. Way to put your body on the line for your team.
I always commend people that take charges because, in theory, you're giving your body up to absolutely get blasted. It's like being in an Oklahoma drill and you can't move.
Absolutely. And just throwing your body on the line just shows a lot, not only to your coach, but it lets your teammates know you got their back. Absolutely. So.
Yeah, and taking a charge in a summer league, it's different when these games are leagues, college, high school. But when you're taking a charge in a summer league game that you're voluntarily playing in and you're not getting paid for, that is the ultimate competitor
That's
right
heart right there. That is heart.
And that is someone that has the right mindset to go after and have a good pro career.
Absolutely.
Because if someone, and I think Jack Collins is the same way, and there's a lot of other guys in this league that are the same, that if you'll take a charge in a pro-am basketball league, imagine what you do for someone in a pro league.
Exactly. 3, misses. Conniff with the board. Nobody contests him.
I tell you what, these rims just feel off tonight.
They really do. We had a lot of rattling game 1, and we've had some even more. Jesse Steele with the 3.
It's a great contest on the back end there by Spence.
Jesse Steele's kind of cooled off from the first 30 seconds of the game, but
well, I think the difference is, and sorry to cut you off, is that Stearns is playing a lot more up in his face now, where those first few shots that Steele hit, a lot of uncontested, and then you could see on that back end of the screen, Spence's ability to get up and contest that shot, very
nice.
Seems
like Alonzo Frank just wants to work tonight, and I love it.
He does. Oh, nice move by Dortch.
There you see from Parker Dortch. Just a beautiful move inside. And Mike Dune bringing the ball up. I haven't really seen him too much, but he's been on the court basically the entire game so far. And Colin Byrne with the ball. He pulls. Foul. Wow. We got a foul on Ronnie Berwin. And Colin Byrne goes to the line for 3. This can make it 13 for him in the game if he hits all 3. And again, just a great season debut for him.
Yeah, it's a big shot for Byrne, and he's had a good first tap.
As he misses the first.
Oh, boy.
God.
It's someone that's just starting as an announcer, Jinx. I'm telling you right now, the longer it goes, the more you realize you jinx a lot more than you think. Oh, boy.
All right. Maybe 11.
And Byrne has really played well tonight, and a guy that I don't know how much action he'll get throughout the year, but the more you play, the more you play well.
Hits it. 11 on the game. Colin Byrne continues his hot hand.
He's going to give head coach John Comiskey no other choice but to leave him in games.
Oh, Kevin Mateo with the rim out. And Jesse Steele, there he is, bringing up the ball. Seems to be the commander-in-chief for this team. Swings it out to Dune. Eamon wants that screen. Oh, seemed like a lot of contact in there.
Dortch going against Donan. I think they're actually going to get Dortch on the foul here.
Looks like Parker Dortch will pick up a defensive foul there as Rasheem Merlin checks in. Will Rasheem Merlin throw another haymaker down? That's the question.
So,
Mike Eamon, just back him down and do your thing, Mike.
Another play by, Alonzo Frank. We talk about how Eamon and Conniff were guys that we were going to see who was going to have trouble or being able to stop them tonight. Well, Alonzo Frank has stepped up to that challenge. He's really done a good job down low.
Absolutely. He took a couple challenge shots as Kevin Mateo takes off.
This is what he can do. Oh, what a feed and finish.
What a feed. He saw Conniff, heard the footsteps, and just decided to lay it off, and honestly, a beautiful play.
As beautiful as it is, that is risky because he could have heard footsteps, but it could have been Ortho.
Oh, Mike Eamon looks for a beautiful feed and just does not go his way.
As you
Parker
see,
Dortch, and that's going Ortho's way. 1:22 left in the half.
Both teams being a little too careless with the basketball right there. And you saw it work for Mateo the first time around, but Eamon, it's so tough to find guys when you have your back to the basket. And
1:15 here to play. Conniff. Oh, that is swatted by Kevin Mateo.
One of the smaller guards on the floor, completely swatting the biggest
comes
guy.
Out of nowhere and just swats. As Jesse Steele will inbound for Ortho. Into Mensah, who checks back into the game for last minute. I think this is a great move by Coach. I really do. A guy with a hot hand on the day. Dune with a 3. Bang!
Mike
cuts
Dunn.
the lead to 2. Mike Dunn, I'm sorry, not Dune.
No relation to Livy.
Out to Merlin. Ronnie. Misses there. Ball goes Ortho's way. And let's just see if they could tie the game, maybe take the lead here.
50-48, highly contested first half between these two teams that definitely don't like one another. They've matched up on the playoffs so many times.
Jesse Steele just short on the floater.
That's a good move by Steele there. Just couldn't hit.
Oh, and Merlin loses it. Wow. And Mike Dunn is infuriated, and I kind of agree with him.
Mike Dunn, that is one of the funnier things you'll see in the summer basketball league, where Mike Dunn is waving his arm around like he's Jalen Brunson asking for a replay.
Absolutely, Mike Dunn. I believe you were correct there. So Kevin Mateo with a 3. Misses. Colin Byrne getting in there and rebounding. The kid is a jack of all trades.
He's had a good night.
As Mike Dunn posts up Parker Dortch with 10 seconds on the clock.
Shot clock turned off. They can hold for the last shot here. But do they want to?
Mike Amon out to the hot hand. Colin Byrne. And
almost had a Halliburton.
does not get the Tyrese Halliburton shot, but he will go to the line for 3 again.
And that's the second time Ronnie Berwin has closed out and not given Colin Byrne any space.
And it just doesn't seem to bother Colin Byrne at all. I mean, he gets shot off, and you just saw. Oh, wow. These rims, I gotta tell you here.
I can't tell if they're too loose or they're too tight, but
Colin Byrne, if he hits both, tie game going into half. There we go. 50-49 Stern. And Jakari Spence will come in for the 2.5 seconds. Definitely a guy who could do something in 2.5 seconds. You would love to see it as he checks out Ronnie Berwin. Colin Byrne at the line, his 3rd shot. And he ties the game 50-50. Oh, timeout Stern. Wow, 2.5 seconds left in the half, and you're calling a timeout to advance the ball up past half court. Maybe looking for Jakari Spence, so there seems to be some confusion, but we will go to break with them.
I actually think we're going to stay here.
We're going to stay here? As there seems to be a problem, Parker Dortch, Kevin Mateo, and Jakari Spence really getting into it with the ref. Not in a bad way, just conversating. As Mike Amon and Conniff go over and just completely deflate the situation. Rasheem Merlin will be your inbounder. Probably looking the ball to get to Jakari Spence here. That would be my guess, subbing him in with 2.5 seconds left, but we'll see.
I do like the use it or lose it timeout.
There
Spence has a buzzer beater in his career.
Oh, 50-50 at half. You can't really ask for any more.
Almost shades of what Spence did a couple of years ago to Northern Illinois, but heck of a first half from both of these teams, and it should be the same in the second.
We're going on the last half of basketball on the opening night of the 57th anniversary of JSBL. Second half starting here in our second game. Stearns trailer versus Ortho-NJ. Your leading scorers in the first half for Ortho. Jesse Steele with 10 and Colin Byrne with 13. And then the dynamic duo of Larry Smith and Jakari Spence leading the way for Stern. 50-50, can't be any more knotted up than this.
And Ortho being tied in a game where Colin Byrne is your leading scorer is
And
probably
Jesse
exactly
Spence-
what you signed up for. As Steele misses on the three.
Jesse Steele misses, tried to start off hot again. Don't blame him at all. Kevin Mateo, shakedown, bang.
Nice shot from
Nice
Mateo there.
shot from Kevin Mateo.
He was only 1 of 5 in that first half. And
But I felt like they were all quality shots for him.
that's the thing with Mateo is if he starts to get the quality looks that he's gotten to go down, it's another plus for Stearns.
Mike Amon looking, finds Mensa, and Mike Dunn's really looking for the ball here. And let Mike Amon cook.
Oh, nice feed.
Back to Mensa, swing Goldstein.
Again, it's another open shot, and you could see the NBA three-point line is affecting a lot of these guys tonight where you're not playing on a high school rim as a nice move by Spence to get inside.
Corey Spence extends the lead to 4.
But you talk about how it's a different form and a different depth perception when you're shooting a high school three compared to when you're shooting an NBA three. Look at the difference. It's about a 5-foot difference between the high school line, that's the regular line, and
That'll go down with Stern.
And that line of blue tape. It extends a lot, especially it's almost extending towards half court.
As that pass goes into the seats.
You know, it's not football season yet, but it kind of looked like Daniel Jones out there.
Oh, Daniel Jones, I did like that one. I did. As Jesse Steele brings the ball up for Ortho. Jesse Steele doing what he does. Oh.
Again, it's another quality look where Steele is able to actually create some separation there as when pinballing. And you talk about all of the guys that Stearns has, and it's not one main superstar like Seaview Jeep has or even Ortho-NJ, but they just have an amalgamation of guys that all are very quality players.
Who could give you 20 on any given night.
And Gaffney is one of those guys.
As Mensa drives and lays it in.
Nice move.
As Ortho gets started here in the second half.
Feels like whenever they need Mensa to get a big bucket for them, he's always delivering.
Mensa does have overseas experience playing in Uruguay.
By the way, on that last turnover, you could hear Parker Dortch audibly displeased as Eamon misses.
Eamon does look in some discomfort with that leg.
He's dealt with some issues knee-wise in the past, and a vet. I wonder how quickly John Kaminsky is to leave him out there, or do you sub him for Conniff?
As Jakari Spence goes to the line. Jesse Steele's first foul, and Jakari Spence knocks down the free throw to extend the lead to 5.
Nice move by Spence to get inside, and now at the line couldn't finish, but he's got 2 free throws.
And just drops both. Jesse Steele brings the ball up for Ortho as they try and answer back an 8-2 run. Bang. Jesse Steele, great move. Way to get into the lane and drops.
Steele's been great tonight.
Jakari Spence almost lays it in. Mike Amon with the board. Ooh, ooh. 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 Mike Amon goes down with an apparent injury.
Hopefully he's okay, and you could see
Wishing for all the best.
he's been favoring that left knee a little bit tonight, and he's going to try to stretch it out, but you could see he had the brace on his leg where that knee would be, and I think he just kind of locked it up a little bit. You know, it's tough when you don't play and when you're not constantly working out at times, like veteran players in this league sometimes do. You saw with J.R. Smith when he played that first game last year where it takes a little bit to get your body back into playing mode, where you might tweak something,
And
you
this
might
is a
roll
quick
your
league.
ankle.
We move fast here.
Exactly, and you could see the speed and size of what Stearns has been able to do. It's giving Eamon a little bit of discomfort right now.
You see guys like Jakari Spence and Kevin Mateo Larry Smith, Jesse Steele even. Get down the court very fast, so as Goldstein will bring the ball up. And Jakari Spence just playing with him almost, knocking the ball out of his hands. Conniff calling.
And that's why Jakari and Larry can be such a pain when you're playing them, because you have to run the entire court. Oh, what a block there by Dorch.
And Mensah and Spence just get caught up there. Jump ball here.
Again, but you look at that and it all goes back to that block from Dorch, where he is such an athletic freak, where he really, he's closed so quickly, was able to get in the air and
I'm gonna call it
alter
right
that
now.
shot.
Menson to Mike Dunn. Mike Dunn drills the three. Oh, I had the right idea.
Trying to go Tony Romo there. Oh, nice.
Oh, almost looked like a kicked ball. But Mensa will take off, rise up, and lay it in.
I think Ortho got away with that one. That was definitely a kick ball.
Absolutely.
And that ball then takes a completely fortuitous bounce for Ortho and allows Mensa to be wide open to lay up that shot.
And just like that, oh! Jakari Spence, right when I was about to say the lead was cut to 2, it's back up to 4, and he's gone to the line.
I tell you what, Jakari Spence has made a living in this league, absolutely torching Ortho, New Jersey, and he's doing it again tonight. Led all scorers for Stearns in that first half with 12. He's doing it again, getting to the line, putting shots in, playing great defense. They don't have an answer for him right now.
Yeah, and you really see a guy like Jakari Spence go out there and shoot over 50% in the first half, and that's what you're looking for out of your star. And as he hits from the line once again.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for in this league. When your stars are playing at that kind of level, it almost deflects the pass there.
Mensa from 3.
You're going to win a lot of games.
And there he is.
Oh!
Woo! Jalen Gaffney, fire me up, as Mike Marcantonini would say.
I didn't know we were playing poker in here, because that right there from Gaffney was a straight flush.
Woo! And the lead is up to 7 as Colin Byrne, the first half hot hand for this Ortho-NJ team, checks in. Can he help this team out and try and make this a game going into the 4th with about 6 to play in the 3rd?
I mean, it feels like whenever Ortho's been given that advantage to try to pull away, or Stearns is my mistake, Ortho's made a run like there, where they get easy buckets, so they get to the free throw line, and a lot of it has been Denzel Mensah.
Absolutely. Mensah goes to the line as another foul on Derek Woods. Oh, and he banks the free throw. You don't see that every day, but you love to see it.
Hey, the bank's open. It's a Tuesday.
The bank is open. As somebody screams, that's terrible. As he cashes the second, he cuts the lead to 5. 63-58 Stern. Jalen Gaffney carrying the ball up. Derek Woods. I believe that. Yes, Ortho ball.
That's great defense by
They're
Ortho.
really trying to cut this lead down. I mean, just stop and score, and that's what they're doing right now.
Oh, it always feels like the first game of a playoff when these two, like a first game for both
Colin
of these
Byrne.
teams. Oh, what a pass.
Razzle dazzle. Mike Dunn, bang.
I tell you what, Colin Byrne has made such an impact along with Jesse Steele tonight. That ball is going to be a turnover. Colin Byrne saves it in one motion and then is able to swing it to the corner for Dunn, who is wide open. Excellent, excellent ball movement there from Ortho, New Jersey.
Kevin Mateo driving, kicking, 3. Off.
Even though Dortch didn't make that 3, this game has been a clinic on how to move the basketball.
Mensah, Colin Byrne. Oh,
He
hits the top
Halliburton,
of the, hit
but
the
it hit
top
the
of the
clock.
back. Hit the
As
clock.
Liam has entered the building.
Timeout on the floors. We'll take a timeout here. Ortho really trying to compete here. 63-61 Stern, and we'll be back. Larry Smith inbounds to his counterpart, Jakari Spence. As Stern tries to build their lead, Derek Woods just bodies him. Lays. Just manhandles down there. Mensa advances the ball to Colin Brennan as they retreat.
Oh, great fight through the screen for Spence right there.
Mike Dunn. Mensa just bullying to the rim, lay off Derek Woods with the board, and they're out and running. Alonzo Frank off Colin Burns' leg, it looks like, and goes to Stern.
See, my thing with Woods there is I think you have to wait a second longer or hold that ball, because as good as the ball movement has been at times tonight, we've seen sometimes the best pass you make is the best pass is the one you don't make.
As I say, Alonzo Frank just bullies Conniff.
Point right there. Frank could have easily passed out of that shot, but he spun, stuck with it, and got an easy 2 for him.
And extends the lead to 6.
It's great defense again by Dortch. He's been good all night.
Parker Dortch was just out of bounds there.
Yeah, I mean, that's like walking a tightrope right there. It's as tough of a play as there is in basketball to save that ball, because your momentum's going one way and you're trying to send the ball a completely different way.
Colin Byrne to the rim.
Oh, that's great.
And lay.
That's the left hand, opposite hand, going against the tallest guy on Stearns, and he made it look easy. That was anything but.
Larry Smith loses the ball, and Mensa's out running. As he misses the lay, but foul is called on Parker Dortch, and Mensa will go to the line for 2.
And we mentioned it looked like for a little bit, Stearns was starting to pull away, and again, Ortho-New Jersey staying right to their hip, not letting them pull away. For where we saw in the first game, RKU did nothing but pull away from WCT. Ortho-New Jersey really making it hard on Stearns trailer tonight.
Another rim out. I mean, we've been talking about this all night.
As this is tough. But hey, I mean, you got to deal with the conditions that you're given, and right now, these players struggling a little bit with the rims.
Mensa. Splash. Cut Stern's lead to 3. 1 possession game. Larry Smith carrying the ball up for Stern. Alonzo Frank and Derek Woods trying to run a big 2 right now. And Derek Woods, nice fade. 69-64 Stern. And Mensa drives off Derek Woods, and it will go Ortho's way.
That's a nice block there by Frank as Mike Amon getting ready to check back in.
Mike Amon is back.
We mentioned like how dominant both Conniff and Amon were in the beginning stages of this game. Well, since Alonzo Frank has been in, he has made an absolute difference.
Absolute difference. Almost like shutting down.
He's completely changed this game.
Mike wants the ISO. He gets it. Spins. Lay.
Oh, that's just too easy for Mike Amon. You can't let him get to his left hand there. He's going to make that shot 10 times out of 10 times.
It's just a routine for him. Alonzo Frank from the corner. Bang.
I tell you what, Alonzo Frank has been left open a couple of times tonight, and every time they've left Frank open, he has made them pay.
And extends the lead to 6 for this Stern team.
That's, again, a total dare shot for Alonzo Frank. They're daring him to shoot it, and he'll say, all right, I'll shoot it. I'll show you what I can do.
Obviously putting that work in the offseason for him.
And
obviously this is the offseason.
And that's huge for Stearns, because if Frank can do that on a nightly basis, it gives them an element of being able to stretch the floor with all 5 players on the court.
As Jakari Spence hacks at Aaron Goldstein. I believe that's on the floor.
Yeah, you're right.
Really shooting?
No, it's going to be a shooting foul, yeah.
Aaron Goldstein at the line.
I'll tell you what, the one thing that Ortho-New Jersey has struggled with tonight, it feels like, is free throw shooting. They were just 6 of 11 in that first half. They saw Denza miss 1 or 2 before, and they've also had an instance where they've missed 2 at a time. You have to make the free throws, especially in a game where you're down 5, and those 5 free throws you missed in the first half, now 4, you'd be up by 1.
And there you go, though. Aaron Goldstein knocking him down when they count. Derek Woods on the wing. He pulls and misses.
That's a tough shot there from Woods, and you have Mike Amon on you. He was really tethered to Woods right there. I think your best move right there might have been the pass.
See, weird here, but I like the switch up. Aaron Goldstein bringing up the ball over Jesse Steele right now, and I don't mind it.
Well, he's a hot hand, and that's another great defensive play from Frank.
Frank really just disruption as, whoa. Derek Woods brings the hammer.
They cleared the lane for him. He was coming in with a flush, and he flushed with some authority.
And Mensa just responds. I mean, just keep hacking at him. So Derek Woods commits yet another foul and sends Mensa to the line for 2.
Again, it feels like we've seen Mensa at the free throw line at least 5 times in this game.
At least 5 times.
He has done a great job of getting himself to the line, but the problem with it is he's not necessarily been able to convert.
As he was 1 for 3 in the first half.
Exactly.
I think he's 3 for 4. Now 3 for 5 in the second half, if I'm not mistaken.
And again, if Ortho-New Jersey loses this game,
it's solely off the free throw shooting.
They're going to kick themselves over the free throws. And you look at Stearns, they're not much better, 2 of 4. But listen, you're only at the line 4 times in the first quarter, or the first half.
Mensa, second.
Oh,
and he misses again.
And again, in a game where you're down 6, every point matters.
Derek Woods wants it, and 1. Tommy Conniff commits, and Derek Woods stays hot.
Largest lead of the game for Stearns, and that is the swing right there, where you miss both free throws at one end, and then don't get back defensively in transition in the other, and then commit a foul. Derek Woods starting to take over here at the end of this third quarter.
Derek Woods reminding everybody that he is a key part of this team as well.
I mean, and then you see him miss the free throw. Both teams really struggling at the line.
Mensa has the mismatch, but Larry will give him his all. Tommy Conniff misses the short, lays it up again. They get another rebound.
They need to convert here.
Mensa loses it for a second. Alonzo Frink and Larry Smith as Larry climbs into the stands and climbs right back down. It'll stay with Ortho.
It's like being on the playground, you know?
But it's relentless from this Stern defense, just relentless defense.
When Jakari and Larry are in at the same time, it's going to be very difficult for your best players to score.
Mike Amon gets it slapped out of his hands by Alonzo Frink.
That was actually Larry Smith who came in there, slapped the ball, and he saw Amon go into that little saw his back to the basket there, and right away Larry Smith with a smart play to go double over him because he knew Amon wasn't going to be able to turn around to find the open man if he went into double.
Aaron Goldstein to Mike Dunn. Mike Dunn from 3. Misses.
Stearns Trailerwind is just playing a much better basketball game here in this third.
They dare Frink again, and he makes them pay. That's 9 just from 3 from Alonzo Frink.
I tell you what, I think Alonzo Frank's been the best player in this game tonight.
I think he's really going to play such a key part for this Stearns team.
But once again, and here's
there it is.
The moment he gets his back to the basket, they are doubling him.
Jakari Spence just comes in, hacks it out of his hands. Derek Woods again.
That was an awkward-looking finish from Woods, but again,
13-point lead for Stearns.
Everything going right in this third quarter for Stearns. This was a tie game at the half. It's 31-18 here, Stearns, in this third quarter. I don't know what head coach Christine Hatfield said to her team at the half, but whatever she said is obviously working.
Amon with the hook and just bounces out. 15 seconds left in the half.
Nothing can fall for Ortho right now, and it feels like everything for Stearns is falling.
No shot clock, and they feed the hot hand. Alonzo Frink. Oh, and Derek Woods, I believe, knocks it out with 1 second on the clock.
I tell you what, though, you're honestly shocked when Frink doesn't make an open shot.
Honestly, it's kind of like the Colin Byrne effect.
He's been, and we wondered who was going to stop the bigs. Well, our answer is tonight, Alonzo Frink. And that's great defense. To not even let them get a shot there. Jakari Spence and Larry Smith have absolutely taken over this game, along with Alonzo Frink. And Ortho-New Jersey needs to figure out a way to break this defense if they want to win this game tonight.
Absolutely. Stern leads 81-68 going into the fourth. We'll see you there. Jakari Spence and Stearns lead 81-68. Jakari Spence leading the pack with 19 as his team tries to close it out here on opening night.
I think it was a really great third quarter.
Oh.
I mean, anytime you shoot 13 of 18, you're going to win a lot of games in a lot of quarters. And
as Larry Smith gets there with his left.
They're now 14 and 19 in the second half.
That's just efficiency.
Compared to Ortho-New Jersey, who shot a cold 30%, 6 of 20. And that's the difference right now. That and Ortho-New Jersey's inability to be successful from the free throw line tonight has hindered their ability to try and win this game.
We were just talking about it during the break. They've missed 8.
Yeah.
Let's just say they make 6.
And you're still down 9, but you're feeling a lot better than being down 15.
It's so doable. So, and I feel like every time as Aaron Goldstein from 3.
But the biggest difference in this second half is what I've seen is the defensive intensity for Stearns.
I feel like
compared to the defensive lapses for Ortho.
As soon as Ortho turns their back to the basket, I feel like it's an instant double, and they get it. I want to say 85% of the time.
But that's also the ability of Larry Smith and Jakari Spence, who have spent so much time playing together and have experience winning championships. As Ortho-New Jersey doesn't have guys that can break the double right now.
Absolutely not. And you'll see it right there. As Eamon drives, hooks with the left, misses.
They'll call a foul.
Parker Dortch, it seems.
I think that's on someone shocked that they got called. I think it's Dortch.
Yeah, Parker Dortch. They're saying it's Dortch. Mike Eamon at the line for 2. He hits his first.
So that's number 5 on Dortch. Reminder for those that didn't know or just tuning in, it is NBA rules, so he does have a foul to play with. So Dortch is not fouled out just yet, but he will sit on the bench for now.
Coach will sit him as Eamon knocks down both.
It's a smart sit.
Which, by the way, Mike Eamon 4 for 4 from the free throw line.
If Ortho wants to get back into this game, that's exactly what they have to do. Turn Stearns over and find open looks.
Mike Dunn from 3.
And hit their open looks. That's exactly what Ortho needs to do. Just right there. That's a quick 5-point swing, and right now they're down 10.
Parker Dortch sits on the bench. Alonzo Frank and Jakari Spence makes him pay for leaving him wide open.
And you mentioned the defensive lapse there for Ortho is where everything that they've had to work for in the second half offensively has been difficult. And it's the opposite for Stearns, who gets another wide open look.
Jesse Steele into Mensa and lays it in. Cuts the lead to 11, and it almost seems like they need a stop as there's 8:20 left in the half.
Well, that might be one right there.
Whoa. Really? Stearns ball. Wow.
I got blocked by the iPad there.
From what I saw, as Larry just picks up and wipes the floor himself.
Larry Smith does everything for this league.
Jack of all trades. It's almost like he's the CEO of the league in a way. I mean, I feel like when he walked in there, it was definitely a presence change.
No, it definitely is.
People know. Jakari Spence will inbound the ball. Kevin Mateo looking for it on the perimeter, but he gives it to his right-hand man, Larry Smith. Working to his left. Fades. Misses. And there's the stop that Ortho really needed. I mean, down 11. Jesse Steele from 3. Mensa fights for the rebound. Oh, and he misses.
But he's fouled.
Going to the line.
Where he's only 4 of 9 tonight, and these 2 free throws.
They seem
incredibly
like
critical.
You need them.
So, I think that there's Jesse Steele, 2 of 5 from 3 tonight, and you have Goldstein 1 of 4. I think swinging that pass, even if it's not for the shot, might have been the right play there for Steele.
And there it is again.
And Mensa's a very good free throw shooter. To see him be 4 of 10 tonight, it's not something you're going to see the rest of the summer. Now 4 of 11.
And I'm not. He's taking one dribble and shooting. It's almost like he's rushing. But those are points you need.
And again, that's where
Defensive breakdown as Wuxi Merlin just easy lay for Stearns and just increases their lead to 13, 88-75. Aaron Goldstein to the rim and lays it in.
that's the first time really you're starting to see more Stearns defensive lapses where it's kind of almost on every possession for Ortho. They can't really get a stop.
Kevin Mateo from 3 and drills it.
And again, that is a hand down, man down situation, to quote the great Mark Jackson, where that 3 from Mateo, that needs to be much more closely contested where it wasn't.
Mensa trying to trade and hits. 11-point game, and it almost feels like Ortho needs a stop here with 7 minutes left in the half. Kevin Mateo tries to answer but doesn't.
Again, much better defense there.
Mensa's
from
out, spin
Ortho.
move, kick. Aaron Goldstein.
And even though you turn it over in that possession, you see much better ball movement there from Ortho. That's kind of what left them in the second half. And they kind of got back to it there. A turnover is not the outcome you want, but some positives from that possession.
Derek Woods is back in the game for Stearns. Instant impact.
And again, it just feels like everyone Stearns has brought in tonight has been
Just
an instant
contributes.
impact.
Just contributes.
Comes in, they get him a ball, and
All 9 guys.
right up and in.
All 9 guys. All night. Almost like they need it. Jesse Steele misses.
That's a great contest from Larry Smith. You kind of saw at the end Jesse Steele sort of change his shooting form to try to get it over the outstretched arm of Larry Smith, and
There's
he
that
ends up
presence
missing
we're
the shot.
talking about. As Larry screams for an and one but doesn't get it. Mike Dunn in transition.
That's in and out. And
There's those rims again.
I think these guys are a lot of them. You see the
Corey
team's
Spence.
really struggling from 3 tonight. I mean, I think a lot of that is because they're trying to adjust to this new NBA three-point lines, which haven't been in the league for a long time.
Mensa thinks about the 3. Now he's going to drive. Aaron out to Mike. Mike from 3 and drills it. Cuts the lead to 12.
It's a great shot.
Still such a game here.
Yeah, I mean, there's 5:30 left. You make a couple more baskets and get a stop like you just did there, and then they almost turned it over. But this is a huge possession right here for Ortho.
Mike Dunn from 3. Does not connect, but Mensa with the rebound. And just like that, it's a 10-point game with 5:15 left on the clock.
And like I said, it feels like Ortho, New Jersey hasn't really gone away tonight. Even though Stearns is pulled away at times, it feels like Ortho, New Jersey hits a couple of shots and gets a couple of stops to get it back.
Just when you think Stearns has got it. Oh, Jesse Steele competes with Derek Woods for that. Kick. And there's another stop.
That's a foul, yeah.
Foul on Larry Smith. Apologized immediately.
So there's 2 things that we'll do before we go to break. 1, Mike Amen's going to be shooting free throws when we get back. And 2, that's a foul, and that'll put
Larry Smith on the bench.
Stearns in the penalty.
And Larry Smith to the bench. That's only a second. 95-85 with 4:50 left here in the fourth quarter. Stearns leading. We'll be back. .450 left to play in the fourth quarter. as Ortho misses yet another.
And I just missed a fly on the table.
As Eamon misses another free throw. And misses both. And you see the rims once again. As Jakari Spence, will he make them pay? Swing. Kevin Mateo from 3. Jakari Spence is always there.
He's had a great game tonight.
Mid-range.
Feels like he's been everywhere, offensively, defensively, on the boards. Just a great night from someone who had a great summer a couple of years ago, and Stearns has got to be really happy to get him back.
Jesse Steele, Hezzy. Aaron Goldstein from 3. And connects.
It's great.
Just like that, it's a 9-point game. As soon as you think Stearns really has it in the books, this Ortho team just really connects. And Derek, nope.
And that right there
Parker Dorich, I'm
is
sorry.
Boston Celtics Game 1, Game 2, Joe Mazzulla-esque right there. Very early in the shot clock from Stearns, taking the 3 where you could have held the ball and taken more time off the clock being up 9. I don't get why Stearns taking, and then they do it again.
Derek Woods from 3. Oh,
Are they going to be a loose ball foul on Ortho, New Jersey? But again, these are 2 offensive possessions where Stern is up 7. You're up 9 in that previous possession, and you're taking very early shots in the shot clock
like why force a 3?
instead of wasting time.
I totally agree with you. As Aaron Goldstein picks up his second personal, and you got to wonder, why is Colin Byrne not in the game?
I think, but those possessions are helping Ortho, New Jersey get back into the game, and then, oh, that's a great move by Dorch.
I believe the foul's committed by Mike Dunn. You got to wonder. I feel like Colin Byrne's been on the bench almost this entire half.
Well, they've gone on the run without him. I mean, Burns new to this league, and I think John Kaminsky, who's an experienced coach, is riding with the guys that he thinks are going to give him the best chance to win right now.
Absolutely. Down 9. Goldstein 3. Misses. Tommy Conniff just fights.
Jesse had Mike Dunn wide open there.
He did.
Doesn't matter.
Wow. Cuts the lead to 6 with 3:20 remaining.
Dunn gets the open look.
Felt like Jakari Spence pushed off there, and the foul's committed.
And once again, when Stearns is needed a go-to guy tonight, it has been Jakari Spence. He does it again there. He doesn't make the shot, but he does a great job of getting a good shot off, getting contact, and getting to the line for 2.
Spence goes to the line with 2. These are crucial free throws. As they clean up the floor.
For the ones that, and I'm shocked Larry Smith didn't grab it himself. He's
usually the guy to get out there and just wipe the floor down.
If the JSBL had a Lady Bing award, which goes to the nicest guy in the NHL, I think Larry Smith would be the recipient of the award.
Absolutely.
And you see, there he is. He takes it over.
There it is. He's like, no disrespect, but I'll take control. So Jakari Spence at the line, 99-93, 6-point game. And like we've said, night in and night out, when you think Stern has this game win, Ortho just fights back. And Jakari Spence knocks out a free throw.
And you mentioned...
We're going to say it again. Free throws killed Ortho.
Well, they haven't killed him yet, but that is the difference in this game right now.
I mean, eight free throws missed in 3 quarters. That's a tie game. Jesse Steele from 3. Misses again. And Alonzo Frink back in the game, which seems to be a guy who could really contest for player of the game right now.
Oh.
As he's made an instant impact as soon as he steps on the floor every time. Mike Dunn, wasting no time, and drilling a 3.
Mike Dunn is...
Believe it or not, this is a 5-point game, ladies and gentlemen.
Mike Dunn is taking over this 4th quarter for Ortho, New Jersey.
As Jalen Gaffney controls the ball for Stearns. 10 on the shot clock. He pulls and connects.
That's-
What an answer from Jalen Gaffney.
That's good defense by Tommy Conniff. There's just better offense by Jalen Gaffney, who, when they've needed him to tonight, has been exactly what Stearns has needed. Well done performance tonight by Stearns.
I mean, I would think Mike Dunn's your go-to guy here if you're Ortho, but Mensa. And Aaron Goldstein, great hustle there as we hit the 2-minute mark, 8-point game, 104-96 Stearns.
Problem with Goldstein is you're just not going to be able to out-hustle Larry Smith.
Absolutely not.
No one can.
Tommy Conniff. All right, 1:45 remaining, down 8. Ortho pushes the ball up court, and Mensa cuts the lead to 6.
Listen, we've seen crazier things happen. You can't rule them out. I mean, I'm a Knicks fan, so I've seen this happen as Spence. Oh!
As Jakari Spence misses, Aaron Goldstein brings it out, lays and cuts the lead to 4, 104-100.
What an effort by Ortho to just get back into this game. Stearns going to call a timeout here. But what an absolute effort
what
by
a game
Ortho,
we got
New
on our
Jersey.
hands here.
They've trailed the entire way through the third quarter, through the fourth quarter, and yet they just don't quit.
Absolutely. As they go to break, we'll go to break.
No, we should stay here, and I think that one of the big things we've seen tonight from Stearns is that they've had the ability to answer all of the haymakers that Ortho's thrown at them, but you can't discredit the ability of Ortho to throw those haymakers in the first place.
They're making back for the missed free throws. I mean, 8 missed free throws in 3 quarters. They missed a couple here, so roughly 12 in the game. That puts you up 8 if you make them all, but let's just say you make 6. Still puts you in the lead by 2, so they're really recovering for that, and I think a lot of it is Mike Dunn and Aaron Goldstein's hustle down the stretch and making clutch shots for them. Jakari Spence will inbound. It's Kevin Mateo here as Mateo pairs the ball up with 1:15 left here.
If I'm Stearns, I want this ball in Jakari Spence's hands. He's been their best player tonight.
Parker Dortch hands it back to Kevin Mateo. And there he is. Jakari Spence looks like the guy. And he'll go to the line where it's Jakari Spence tonight. Yeah, he hasn't missed from the line. I believe he's 5 for 5. Here comes 6 and 7 for him. As he drills the first.
And that's what I mean. That's exactly why you wanted the ball in Jakari Spence's hand in that spot. Because he's been their best player tonight. He helped them win a championship alongside Shavar Reynolds 2 years ago. And he's just going to compete till that final buzzer sounds.
And there's that duo, Mike Dunn again.
It's great contest.
And Mensa's right there. Cuts the lead to 4 with 43 seconds remaining.
I tell you what, that's a play by Jalen Gaffney that's going to go unnoticed, contesting that shot from Mike Dunn.
As Jesse Steele commits a foul on Jalen Gaffney.
Ortho in a spot where now they need the foul, but even though Mensa gets that layup and put back, what Jalen Gaffney did there, where you see the double team come on Goldstein and Dunn, and the double team completely commits to Goldstein, allowing Goldstein to get the ball to Dunn, but Jalen Gaffney notices that, comes in and contests a shot
and
just enough
free
for
throws.
Dunn to miss. Exactly. Jalen Gaffney is a guy that's been on a Final Four team in one of the great Cinderella runs of all time, and you continue to see why he's a great piece for Stearns trailer.
As he increased the lead to 6, and there he is again.
And it's just the little plays like that.
As Jesse Steele commits another foul to put them back at the line.
But but the little plays like that is what Stearns has done so well tonight.
Ortho is already over the limit, which will send Kevin Mateo to the line, who will be shooting 2 free throws.
As Kevin Mateo knocks down the first and increases the lead to 8. You know, you want to discredit the free throws, but at the end of the day, Stearns played a great basketball game today, sharing the ball. The defensive side has been relentless, and it it looks like turning into a big three with Kevin Mateo joining Larry Smith and Jakari Spence here as Tommy Conniff has no choice but to run in. Mensah misses and very late foul, and that's on Parker Dortch, and I believe that's a 6, and that puts him out of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be number 6 on Dortch. I mean, it's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things. Stearns is going to end up winning this game, but
as Rasheem Merlin replaces Parker Dortch, but
I tell you what, a lot more fouls called in the second game than there
Absolutely.
was in the first.
Completely agree. As Mensah's at the line. And he hits his free throw.
It's been a tough night for Mensah at the line. It would be nice if he couldn't even finish the sentence. As there's the exclamation point from Larry Smith.
111-103, Ortho trails. Aaron Goldstein from 3. Connects.
Tell you what, Goldstein's been a great piece tonight, but
What are we doing here?
I think that's going to be a technical.
Wow.
And if it's a technical, it's free throws in the ball.
And if it's a technical and they drill both free throws, there's 7 seconds on the clock in a 3-point game. Getting really interesting, and Jabari Spence is letting him know.
I mean, I think Jakari Spence just wants to get out of here with the win. He kind
Jabari
of
wants to
gave
go
us
home.
a look. See,
Yeah,
exactly.
there it is. He wants to go home.
Exactly.
You heard the man's playing. Go home, call his girl. Man has his
Listen,
priorities straight.
It's 10:05, and this game's definitely run a little bit longer than I think all of us thought it would. So,
Absolutely.
and they're gonna foul,
Was meant to commits on
which I'm sure
Jalen Gaffney, which
just a formality at this point.
absolutely routine.
Ortho, New Jersey, foul number 15, Hughes Mensah, that's his 5th. At the line, for Stearns is Jalen Gaffney, who will be shooting 2.
As Gaffney connects, and there it is, the clutch free throws down the line. I believe they've made 8 in the last minute or so.
Yeah,
just to put this Ortho team.
It's been the little things for Gaffney tonight, and
Deflections, hustle, defense.
I mean, I feel like Ortho even wants to get out of here.
Yeah, it's like 9 seconds.
I mean, both players kind of joking with each other. It's been a fun one, and you talk about this is what you're going to expect a lot of the time when these two teams play each other, and
Competitiveness
we've seen a
at
little bit.
its finest.
We saw maybe a little bit more of a tighter called game in the second one tonight, a little bit of a looser first game, and I'm sure that a lot of these fans who've stuck it out from night one are just waiting for the final buzzer to sound on a Stearns victory.
You would think a quick in and shot, and they're going to go to Goldstein again. He misses, and why not just stay with the routine? Mensah puts it back for the layup. And there's 5-point game as Kevin Mateo will touch.
That's going to do it.
And that is game. Stearns wins 113-108 over Ortho.
Tell you what, it's a great game for Stearns. They showed that they're the 3-time defending champions. They are not to be taken lightly, but Ortho, New Jersey showed a lot of positives, even with some of their second-tier guys tonight. I think this is going to be a matchup that we're going to see again, and it's going to be as good as this first one was, if not even better.
Now, a little conversation we need to have. Who's the player of the game? You know, the obvious would be Jabari Spence, but then you got guys like Alonzo Frank who just came in and did his thing, drilled a couple threes. Then, I mean, how do you not pick Jalen Gaffney?
I mean, Gaffney was great tonight. I mean, but
Larry Smith?
But up and down the roster, and that's what's made Stearns so good, where they haven't had the best player in this league each of the past 3 years, but they've had an ensemble of guys that are good at what they do. and good at their role, and that's what's won them these 3 straight championships.
It's going to be Jabari Smith.
Jakari Spence is going to come over. We'll talk with him very shortly after this short break on JSBL. Here with tonight's star of the game, Jakari Spence in Game 2. Jakari, how you're back? You missed last year, but you're finally back now. How good did it feel to get back out here on the JSBL?
Anytime I get to play basketball and just hoop, I love to do that. And I get some run-ins and see if the stuff I've been working on this summer is actually coming to work. And, that's it.
We got a little visitor.
You, hey, without him, man, I couldn't get the ball. They passed me the ball. That's it. Get all them. They passed me the ball, man. Without them, I couldn't even score. So, blessing.
Your teammates were great tonight. Getting to play with Larry Smith, and you guys were really up in that defensive intensity tonight. Even though it's a summer league, what makes you guys want to compete that hard?
I just think I always say I wanted to be a pro, and now it's coming to fruition. Just signed with an agent a couple months ago, so just waiting to find a team. So I just come out here to get some cardio. So if I could pick up 94, until I get tired, I'm trying to just train myself to go overseas and do that. So playing hard is a skill. So I think, like T.J. McConnell said, if everyone could do it, everyone would. So.
No, definitely. And you spent your last year at Jacksonville. Do you have anything in the works right now? And how was that year at Jacksonville?
So for overseas, you're asking?
Yeah.
So overseas, I'm looking to go probably Greece, France, Germany, Switzerland, Netherlands, stuff like that. So I'll probably sign mid-July the latest. But, I'm just letting God do his work and figure everything else out. And Jacksonville was a blessing. I could not have asked for a better year. Blessed to play with the people at Jacksonville, blessed the people I met, and everything that I encountered at Jacksonville was a blessing. So I'm grateful for all my time there.
And one last question. Before tonight, the last time you were on this court, you were a champion. You guys have a great team this year. Is there any reason why you guys can't go for a 4th straight title?
If Larry don't show up every night, then we might not. So, but other than that, I think we go as far as we want to go. We come out here to play and have fun, but obviously the goal is to win. But if we don't, that sucks. But I'm a competitor, so I'm trying to win every game. I think last time we did play, last season, you guys see me play JSBL, we were undefeated. So we're going to try to do that again, try to four-peat.
Well, Jakari Spence is going to try to four-peat for the first time in league history. Jakari, thanks for joining us. Great game tonight.
Thank you, guys.
That is it for tonight's JSBL coverage. Join us tomorrow night starting at 7 with tomorrow's games.
How much I had tonight?